Hey everybody, Doug Katz here with this week's Mortgage Minute, and I am this week continuing my discussion and instruction about getting a mortgage during a divorce. So buying or refinancing a home during a divorce. And one of the things that jumps out whenever I talk to any other professionals is income. In fact, this afternoon I was just having lunch with a good friend and one of the top attorneys in Chicago in family law, and we were talking about how I could continue to add value. And she said, I need someone to talk to about my clients, and typically the one she brought up all the time is income. Can my client afford the property? How can I structure things so that they can afford the property? So I wanted to talk a little bit about that because it's a really, really cogent and important part of the industry. So the big thing to think about is it's really typically the non-breadwinning spouse that has the biggest problem, because their income coming out of the divorce is going to be made up of separate maintenance, child support, or unallocated support. And all of those are absolutely usable as income. They all have their own idiosyncrasies with respect to how they're looked at from a tax perspective and an underwriting perspective. But the most important thing is history and predictability. So underwriters and lenders like to see that those payments were received a certain amount of time, and depending on the lender, it can be 6 months, it could be 12 months, it depends on the situation. But they want to see that the person paying it has the willingness and the ability to pay, and that they've done so that there's a track record. And then they also want to know that that's going to occur over a certain amount of time into the future, because they want to know that that loan is going to be paid for 3 whatever years past that. Typically 3 years to what you see in the industry, but past that. So what does this mean? My big tip is it means get a lender involved early. What you see a lot of times are divorce decrees that are finalized, and then they go to a lender. And then the lender looks and says, well, we're not going to be able to do things for 6 months, 12 months, or however long we need to prove that income stream from that maintenance. If you get someone involved earlier on, you can know a lot of things. You can know from an income perspective actually whether you can afford that house. You can start building that history of payments, maybe even during the separation, and you can do some interesting things. Sometimes you can even use assets to create a revenue stream. But what it means is every person's situation is different, and you have to use that toolbox to customize a lending solution to that. So the biggest takeaway is if you're in a separation or you're in a divorce right now, you should be reaching out to someone like myself, who's a certified divorce lending professional, to work with your team to structure that divorce decree as much as possible to make you successful in that mortgage. As always, if you're looking to buy or refinance a home, whether or not you're in a divorce or a separation, or you know of anybody who's buying or refinancing a home, especially if you know of somebody going through a divorce, please pass on my name. I would love to help them out. I really have a passion for helping people, especially through the tough times. Thanks so much, and have a good one.